for some people, making a lot of money can take a long time, right? But for some people, making money is simple, it's short. You can make money in days, hours, maybe even minutes, right? And so it doesn't take 6 months to get paid. It does not take a long time to really get paid. I made over $2,600 in 3 days. Not because I sold hard or I did something special. It was because I showed up with the skill that people needed. I showed up with the one thing that I kept downplaying for weeks and weeks and weeks until people actually said, yes, I need what you have. And so if you've ever been sitting on your gift, your calling, your skill, here's your wake up call. Stop sitting on your hands. And so what a lot of people don't tell you is you don't need a million subscribers or followers, you don't need thousands. You just need a skill and a problem to solve. Because when you actually have a skill that solves a problem for a lot of people, guess what? People will pay you for the solution that you actually have to speed up the time or to reduce the pain that they're feeling in that moment. Your skill, your gift is the answer to somebody's prayer and their frustration. So when you're able to solve a problem to become the solution, guess what? That's how you get paid. That's how you get paid $2,600 over the course of 3 days and possibly even more. And so it took time for me to really get here, right? My skill is coaching. My skill is being a tax practitioner. My skill is a photographer. My skill is being a systematic person, someone that's committed to excellence. And so I invested time because I wasn't always great at it. I invested time, I invested money, I invested who I was as a person to be able to master these things. And you know what happened? These same things paid me back. These very skills paid me back. And so when I say master something, master a skill, mastering a skill isn't just, oh, yeah, let me go out here and do this. No, mastering a skill is almost like tying your shoe. So most people won't think of this simple thing as mastering something. But imagine this, you being 2 years old, not knowing how to tie your shoe. When you first start, you keep trying over and over and over. And sometimes you just left them untied because it was so frustrating for you to want to tie them. But as you continued and you continued to tie your shoe, at some point, you can do that same thing without even thinking about it. You can tie your shoe without looking at the laces. That's what mastering a skill or something actually looks like. Being able to do this thing without having to think twice about it. You can do it unconsciously. So for you, you have a skill. You have a skill. You may not know what that skill is, but when you identify what you do well and how you actually can solve something for somebody else, payment is around the corner. Your way to making a lot of money in a shorter amount of time is around the corner. And so in this particular moment, I made $2,651 in 72 hours. Like, I stopped playing small, stopped doubting myself on the things that I can actually help people with because I'm a problem solver. But when you hang around people who don't believe in being a solution, guess what? It hinders you from being able to be the solution for somebody else. And so if you've got a skill like coaching, consulting, being a creative, even if it's technical, even if you serve people, guess what? If you're finally ready to monetize that same thing, I'm hosting my Identity to Influence Masterclass on Saturday. And you should show up so that way you can uncover the 5 secrets, the 5 expensive secrets that entrepreneurs miss when it comes to building their personal brand to be able to be the person that can actually make a lot of money in a short amount of time with less effort. And so the link is down below if you're ready. So, 3 things or 3 keys to mastering or monetizing a high value skill. But before I even get there, what is a high value skill? A high value skill is something that is valuable in it's valuable for a lot of people, right? You have a large pool of people that need your skill. Because think about it, a G Wagon is valuable to some people. Why? One, because there's not a lot of them, and the value on it is very high. So people look at that as high. Something that can actually make you revenue or money, and you do it at a high well. You do it at a high level, right? So think about it. Coaching is a high level skill. Tax preparation is a high level skill. Speaking is a high level skill. Being in this market, knowing how to operate AI is a high level skill. Because when a whole lot of people don't know how to use it, guess what? The demand for it goes up. So it's almost like supply and demand. If the demand is high, the skill that you have to solve that problem is also high. So that is a high value skill. And so three key three keys to monetizing your high value skill. Number 1, master the skill. So don't just know it just to say that, oh, I know how to do it. Oh, I think I could do that for you. When you master a skill, just like how we talked about tying your shoe, you should be able to do this thing without having to think twice about it. Like it comes out naturally, like an overflow, right? When you pour water inside of a cup, guess what? Just saying, oh, I just know it is filling it halfway. But when you continue to pour and pour and pour to where the water starts coming at the top, and now it's spilling all over the place, that's what mastering something actually looks like. So when you master the skill, your overflow is going to show people that you are excellent in this area and you can help them. And so, can you clearly explain what you do and why it works? Can you clearly explain it? Because when you can't clearly explain it, most times you're not truly a master of that skill. Like for me, I know that I can help people with their identity. I know that I can help them to be able to be the person that can be profitable just using simple things to expand your horizon with things that you was already born with, identity. And so, number 2, you have to solve a real problem. You have to find a problem, solve it. Simple. And so at this point, skills that don't have pain, they don't sell. So a problem means that people have emotions attached to it. A problem means that, man, I just can't get over the hump. I really need this so I can do this, so I can be here. That's what solving a real problem looks like. You're helping push people over the hump so that way they can feel better about themselves and the way that they're living. So saying that, hey, I just tie shoes, I just shine shoes. That's not a real problem because in nowadays people can shine their own shoes, but is it something that people really want? No. But when it does come to shoes, when it comes to Jordans and authenticating whether they're real or not, guess what? That's a real problem because people pay high dollar for Jordans, and if they paying high dollar for something that's a fake, guess what? The money that they paid is now useless. So people solve a problem by saying, "Oh, this right here, this ain't real. This right here, this is real." That is a real problem. So, identity. A lot of entrepreneurs deal with imposter syndrome. I dealt with imposter syndrome, not really having the confidence or the competence or really just being able to truly walk in the thing that I was called to do because I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like that I was so low on the totem pole that I couldn't be influential. So, as a lot of entrepreneurs deal with imposter syndrome, and the lack of identity of knowing who they are and how they actually help people, that's a real problem. And so when you walk people through these problems, guess what? Now the emotions are on the table. And now they're saying, hey, I really need a solution. So solve a real problem. Like when you remove stress and you save people money, guess what? That gives people clarity on who you are and how you help them. That's true value. And so, number three, you have to make an offer that aligns with the people. You have to make an offer that makes sense. So, you don't need 10 offers, you don't need 10 things to give people. You can do one clear thing and do that over and over and over again. Because when you focus on 10 different doing 10 different things for 10 different people, guess what? Your revenue is not going to grow the way that you think it is. It's like chasing 10 rabbits thinking that you're going to catch one. Nah, that's not how it is. When you make a specific offer targeted to a certain person or a certain group of people, guess what? You can obsess over, or you can be passionate enough to be able to help that one group of people solve this one problem. And because you are the person that can solve that thing, guess what? People are going to pay you for it. People are going to show up to hear what you have to say. People first have to pay you with their time and their attention. You ever heard the phrase, pay attention? Think about it. And then once they pay attention, they pay you with their assets. So when you make it the right offer, life becomes so much easier, because once you're able to package that value in such a way people just can't live without it, that's how you make over $2,600 in 3 days or more. And so you have to be able to close and use this offer and believe in the offer confidently. Because if you're not confident in it, why should I? Why should they? And so here's a biblical story that I really just learned, right? Here's a story that I just learned, and it really touched me because I really didn't pay attention to this. It's the story of David, right? Everybody knows David for killing Goliath and becoming king. But here's the thing, David's skill put him in position to be king. Now you probably thinking, why, how did this actually happen? It's because his skill as being a harp player put him in the palace physically. And while he was in the palace physically, he was able to learn certain things. He was able to become a person or the king that he was once, or he was going to be in the future. He may not have known it, but God did. So for you, where have where has God put you, and what skill has he given you to put you in the palace, so that way you can be molded in such a way that you become the king of your assignment? Because the harp, him being able to play the harp well, it literally got him in the door. But here's the thing, his character kept him there. He learned from Saul, right? And ultimately he ended up going being the person that we all know and love. But some people may not love him, um but that skill was the doorway or the path to bringing him impact, income, and influence. These are the three things that we are going to discover and we're going to go over in the masterclass on Saturday. So if you're ready, make sure you hit the link down below. And so I know that some of y'all asking for overflow. Some of y'all asking God for all these things, to be able to do miraculous things, to help you with your finances, to help save your marriage, to do whatever, to make a better life for yourself. You asking God for all these things. But God is saying, I gave you something to be able to work towards doing that. But if your focus is on the wrong thing, you'll never achieve it. Your skill, your skill is the one thing that's keeping you from the abundance that you're trying to live. So imagine you actually using your skill, being able to work that skill, being able to make an offer to people with a real problem. Guess what? Once you actually see that, hey, this person paid me $200 to do this. Oh, this person paid me $700 to do their taxes. Oh, this person paid me $1,000 to coach them. And those are just low end prices because people pay thousands upon thousands to learn what other people have experienced and the things that they help people transform into. So, what does your skill do? What is your offer? How are you sitting on your hands? You need to get up and work that skill because success is just waiting on you. And this is how I made $2,651 in less than 72 hours. And so, if you found any of this helpful, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, put down below skill so that way I can know that you are ready to identify that skill to be able to improve your life for or by helping others. So until the next time, see y'all in the next one. Y'all finna